A Switchblade 600 drone flies through the dark sky, aiming for a railway signal box in Novocherkassk, Russia. A massive explosion tears through the signal box, crippling the railway, stopping a 2,000-ton ammunition train. A swarm of 20 FPV drones dives toward a logistics bridge, their C4 charges primed for impact. Explosions rip through the bridge pillars, collapsing the 600-foot structure into the river below in chaos. At 2:47 a.m., October 12, 25 Atesh partisans hide 300 feet from a critical Russian railway line. Russian officers sleep soundly, unaware of the impending attack on their vital southern supply route. Atesh operatives, aided by insiders, mapped 12 miles of track, pinpointing the train's exact schedule. The NEBO-M radar's 3.6 degrees upward tilt creates a ground-level dead zone, perfect for small drone infiltration. Atesh spreads rumors of an FSB mole in Rostov command, sowing paranoia among Russian officers. Russian night patrols dropped by 50%, leaving the railway vulnerable to the partisans' calculated strike. This railway fuels 60% of artillery shells and rockets to the Zaporizhia and Kherson front lines. Disrupting the rail line will paralyze Russia's southern war machine, starving its artillery units. Russia's Pantsir S-1 defense, with 360 degrees radar, is designed to shred drones at 2.5 miles. The Lyre 3 electronic warfare system blankets a 150-mile radius with GPS jamming, neutralizing drone navigation. Striking the railway risks triggering every Russian defense system within a 12-mile radius instantly. At 2:51 a.m., the Russian supply train crosses into the predetermined kill zone, unaware. The Atesh operator avoids targeting the armored locomotive, focusing on immobilizing the 2,000-ton train instead. The Switchblade 600 drone locks onto the concrete signal box, its 34 pounds charge ready to strike. Molten metal from the drone's shaped charge obliterates the signal box's delicate control systems. The train's instrument panel flashes red, forcing the engineer to slam on the brakes immediately. Metal screeches as the massive train grinds to a halt, now a stationary target. Atesh partisans, hidden in darkness, prepare claymore mines concealed under gravel along the tracks. A radio pulse triggers the claymore mines, unleashing 700 steel balls per mine at 4,000 feet per second. Steel rails twist and shatter, rendering the railway impassable, trapping the ammunition train. The explosions send a thermal signature, alerting NEBO-M radar 12 miles away with flashing alarms. A Pantsir S-1 air defense battery activates, its phased array radar sweeping the sky for targets. 3 Bayraktar TB-2 drones, flying high, appear as decoys, drawing the Pantsir's missile fire. Russian 30 N-6E missiles destroy the TB-2 drones, believing the threat is neutralized completely. A modified Orlan 10 drone, flying autonomously, approaches from a different vector, undetected. The Orlan 10 navigates using inertial systems and optical terrain matching, immune to Lyre 3 jamming. The Orlan 10 broadcasts an X-band signature mimicking a Ukrainian missile drone's targeting radar. The Pantsir S-1 locks onto the spoofed signal, firing missiles at a Russian ammunition depot. Missiles shred the depot's thin roofs, igniting 15,000 pounds of artillery shells in a chain reaction. A massive fireball erupts, lighting the night sky, turning darkness into day momentarily. A Mi-28 Havoc helicopter lifts off, armed with Vickers missiles, hunting the team. The Havoc's thermal imaging locks onto the partisans' heat signatures 5 miles away, preparing to strike. The Atesh leader deploys a homemade 5-watt, 3 GHz jammer, flooding the Vickers missile's radar with noise. The Vickers missile veers off course, exploding harmlessly in an empty field nearby. Russia's Peresvet laser activates, aiming to burn out drone sensors with high-powered beams. A second Ukrainian team launches 20 FPV drones, each carrying a 2-pound C4 charge. The FPV drones, guided via fiber optic links, fly below treetops, immune to laser interference. The drone swarm targets the logistics bridge, accelerating to 60 miles per hour in formation. Explosions ripple across the bridge's pillars. C4 charges shattering concrete and exposing steel rebar. The bridge groans, steel beams tear apart, and the central span collapses into the river. The Havoc pilot, out of missiles, retreats as the bridge lies in ruins below. The Atesh team uses the depot explosion's chaos to slip away along pre-planned exfiltration routes. The bridge attack's precision comes from sequential C4 blasts targeting weakened concrete pillars. Initial drone strikes chip away concrete, exposing rebar for subsequent charges to destroy. C4 detonations generate 30,000 psi shock waves, creating microfractures in the structure. Rapid-fire explosions act like a jackhammer, pulverizing the pillar's integrity from within. The bridge's 600-foot span, unsupported, collapses under its own weight into the river. The attack destroys a $20 million bridge, 500 feet of railway, and an ammunition depot. Russian emergency services scramble, racing toward the depot fire and collapsed bridge. FSB and Spetsnaz units swarm the area, prioritizing a media blackout over rescue efforts. Satellite imagery confirms a 30-foot chasm where the bridge stood. The railway tracks are gone. The strike halts 60% of ammunition flow to the Zaporizhia and Kherson fronts instantly. The stranded train and 3 others back up, unable to deliver critical artillery shells. Russian artillery falls silent, guns useless without shells, stranded 300 miles away. The FSB mole rumors spark paranoia, fracturing Russian command with distrust and chaos. Russian commanders, suspecting betrayal, refuse to coordinate, paralyzing operations for 72 hours. Ukraine exploits the silence, advancing 3.5 miles along the Zaporizhia front line. Moscow calls the attack a temporary disruption. Ukraine calls it a routine operation. With cheap drones and ingenuity, Ukraine turns Russia's billion-dollar logistics into rubble. Modern warfare rewards creativity, not just expensive weapons, as Ukraine proves decisively. The Atesh strike shows how intelligence and precision can paralyze a superior enemy force. The operation's success ripples, starving Russia's southern fronts of critical supplies. Ukraine's advance exposes Russia's vulnerabilities, exploited through meticulous planning and execution. The night's chaos leaves Russia scrambling, unable to counter Ukraine's strategic ingenuity. The Atesh partisans vanish, leaving behind a paralyzed Russian war machine in disarray. The mission proves small teams with drones can shift the tide of modern warfare. Ukraine's victory lies in outsmarting, not outgunning, Russia's massive military infrastructure. The operation's precision and audacity redefine guerrilla warfare in the 21st century. Russia's southern command, fractured by paranoia, struggles to recover from the blow. The collapsed bridge and destroyed depot mark a turning point in the conflict. Ukraine's strategy hinges on exploiting Russia's over-reliance on centralized logistics systems. The attack's aftermath leaves Russian troops demoralized, facing shortages on the front. Satellite images reveal the extent of destruction, a testament to Ukraine's tactical brilliance. The railway's destruction halts Russia's ability to sustain prolonged artillery barrages. Ukraine's advance gains momentum, capitalizing on Russia's logistical collapse. The operation's success inspires future missions, targeting Russia's vulnerable supply lines. Ukraine's drone strike cripples Russian rail lifeline. Did Moscow just lose its supply route? A single multi-stage operation has paralyzed Russia's southern front. This isn't just a random strike, it's a masterpiece of 21st-century warfare. Ukrainian partisans and drone operators executed a complex plan involving decoys, EW jamming, sabotage, and psychological ops to destroy a critical railway and logistics bridge. This analysis breaks down the entire operation, step by step. Phase 1. The Trap. How a single Switchblade 600 drone and Claymore mines halted a 2,000-ton ammo train. Phase 2. The Decoy. How Ukraine used Bayraktar TB2S to trick Russia's advanced Pantsir S-1 air defense. Phase 3. The Spoof. The genius of using an Orlan-10 drone to make the Panzer S-1 bomb its own ammo depot. Phase 4. The Kill. A 20-drone FPV swarm obliterates a 600-foot logistics bridge, cutting 60% of supplies to the front line. This is how ingenuity and cheap drones turned Russia's billion-dollar logistics into rubble, sparking paranoia within the Russian command.